When people think about Google Ads, they usually think about search. You search for something in Google, and then on the search results page, you see ads that are relevant to your search. You see those sponsored links to companies that have paid to be there. But Google Ads is so much more than just search. There are a lot of other places that you can put your ads, and to get the best possible results with your Google Ads, you need to take advantage of not just search, but the other placement options as well. You do that by using the different Google campaign types. And in this video, I'm going to explain the various campaign type options, what they are, where your ads will be shown, and whether or not you want to use them. Okay, so to talk you through the various campaign type options, I've just gone into one of our Google Ad accounts. I've just clicked on create new campaign, and then very quickly you get to this select a campaign type option. Now, obviously, the first option there is search, and search is the part of Google Ads that most people understand. Like I said, you search for something, ads pop up that are relevant to your search. I'll give you a quick example. So in this tab in Google, I've just searched for plumber in Bristol, and you can see that we've got sponsored ads here up at the top. We've got some other sponsored ads right here. If we scroll down to the bottom of the page, we've got some more sponsored ads. So these are all Google search ads, fairly easy to understand. And whilst the beginning of the video might make it sound like I'm anti-search, I'm not anti-search at all. I love Google search. We use it all the time. There's almost no clients that we operate with where we're running their Google ads where we're only running other campaign types and not including some sort of search element. So you absolutely want to take advantage of search. And I think it's the best place for beginners to start because it's simple, it's easy to understand. The thing is, you don't want to get stuck there. You want to expand into the other campaign types as well. Then we've got Performance Max. I'm going to park that one for a second, explain that one once I've explained the other options, because that one's easier to explain once we cover the other options there. Then we've got Demand Gen, which is Google's newest campaign type, although previous iterations of it have existed before. And there's a few things sort of bundled in with the Demand Gen campaign type. So if we read Google's description quickly, we've got drive demand and conversions on YouTube. That includes Shorts, by the way. Discover and Gmail with image and video ads. So if you use Gmail, you'll be familiar with the sort of ads that pop up there. And Discover is something that people aren't familiar with, but often actually they do see the Discover feed and they do see ads within Discover. So the easiest way to go and have a look at that is if you've got the Google Chrome app on your phone, just go into that, load up a new tab, and you'll see beneath the search bar, there'll be all sorts of information. Google says it's like basically content. It's a feed, right? So if you're interested in various things, they're going to put, news articles and all sorts in there that you might be interested in, sports updates, things along those lines, and you can put ads in there as well. Now you see that there's YouTube in here, and that can sometimes get a bit confusing because you think, well, hang on, why is YouTube in Demand Gen, but there's also this video option? Well, the difference with Demand Gen is you can use image and videos, and obviously on YouTube, you don't have to advertise using video, you can use images as well. The placements are a little bit different, but that's the big difference there. Next, we've got display. So you can see Google's description is reach customers across 3 million sites and apps with engaging creative. So this is where you're putting ads mostly on other people's websites, on apps, and it's display ads, banner ads. A lot of the banner ads you see when you're online are Google display ads. Very, very common for you to see these sorts of ads. Is what a lot of people think of when they think of like banner advertising. It will be through the Google Display Network. So let me show you a quick example. So I've just gone on the Times website and we can see right up here, this is a Google display ad with, in this case, various bits of jewelry and things like that. And lots of businesses that want to put ads on their website, but don't necessarily want to negotiate directly with advertisers. They can just tap into Google's network, and that also has the advantage of Google being able to tailor the ads properly to the individual users and generate more clicks and more conversions, and therefore more revenue for both Google and the advertiser and the content provider that has the ads on them. So it's a bit of a win-win all around. So that's display ads, fairly self-explanatory on people's websites and apps. Okay, so if you're going through this thinking, I don't want to have to worry about all the different campaign types and Demand Gen and Performance Max, and I just want leads, I just want sales from my Google ads, that's something my company can do for you. We can take this workload off your hands. We can create, manage, optimize Google ad campaigns for you. And let's be honest, we're highly likely to get significantly better results than if you do it yourselves, because you've got a whole business to run, you've got other commitments. This is what we do all day, every day, have done for literally thousands of clients. So if you're interested in our services, you can find the link in the video description below. Click on that, book in a free, no obligation call with one of my team members to find out more about how we'll be able to help and take this workload off your hands and help you get better results. So hopefully we get a chance to work together. Next, we've got shopping. Again, this is one that people often interact with but aren't sort of aware is actually a thing. So whenever you're searching in Google for something that Google feels is obviously like a product, they are likely to display Google shopping ads. So let me show you an example of this. So here on another tab, I've just literally come in here and searched for football boots, And we can see that these cards up at the top, where you've got the image, you've got like the name of the product, you've got the price, you've got the website, you've got a little bit of information like, free delivery, stuff like that in this case, and you've got various options. These aren't Google Shopping ads. So obviously a bit different. They're coming up in this instance as part of a Google search, but they're formatted differently to a regular search ad. When I gave you a previous example of plumbers in Bristol, you've got these cards. And for e-commerce businesses and selling physical products, this can be fantastic, because being able for the potential customer to be able to see imagery of your product, to see the information like the price, the stuff that really matters, right? Is there special offers on? You can see you've got sales on some of these. That is much more likely to get the click and to get them to come through, as opposed to just text trying to describe and whatever it is. You can also, with this, jump over to like the Google Shopping tab, and you're going to see slightly different formatted, but again, you've got sponsored ads up at the top. So for any business sort of e-commerce related, including some Google Shopping campaign in their mix makes a lot of sense. And then we've got video. So you can see it says here, reach viewers on YouTube and get conversions. You're probably watching this video on YouTube, which means you've either been served an ad, you're about to be served an ad. You're probably very familiar with what YouTube ads look like, unless of course you use YouTube Premium and don't have ads. But most people are very familiar with that, and that is obviously a campaign type. And YouTube is a whole thing in and of itself that could on its own be a big ad platform that advertisers spend a lot of time and effort creating campaigns on. The fact that that is just included as part of Google ads make things a lot more efficient, a lot easier, and it's definitely something that you want to tap into. Like I said, think of all these places. Google ads is not just search. We've got Gmail, we've got Discover, we've got Display, 3 million websites and apps. We've got Shopping, which is sort of a variation of search in a lot of cases, but not all the time. And then we've got video on YouTube as well. So a lot of other places you can put your ads in front of your ideal prospects and get more conversions. And then finally, we've got Performance Max. Now, the reason why I wanted to wait till the end to talk about the Performance Max campaign type is because with the Performance Max campaign type, you combine all the other campaign types into one. So when you run a Performance Max campaign, your ad's going to appear on search and on the various demand gen placement options and on display and on YouTube, all of it combined into one, which is absolutely fantastic. That's why it's my favorite campaign type. Now, I do think for beginners, it makes sense to start with search, I've already said, easiest to understand. But once you've gotten some conversion data within your ad account, creating because that helps when Google's got information and data to be able to get conversions, and you've sort of learned the ropes a little bit, then creating a Performance Max campaign makes a lot of sense for a lot of businesses. They are a little bit more tricky to set up because you've got to produce a campaign that can show ads in all these various placement options, but I think Google's done a really good job of making it as easy as possible. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't want to run any of the other campaigns individually. So if you're an e-commerce business, you can absolutely have a separate shopping campaign, give you more control, be more specific potentially than with your Performance Max campaign for the shopping element specifically. But I think a lot of businesses, Performance Max is where it's at. Like I said, it's a little bit more complicated. So what I've done is I've created a whole video tutorial that walks you through the entire Performance Max campaign creation process. You can check it out right here. And if you haven't created a Performance Max campaign before, you go in, it can seem really daunting. If you just follow through this video, walk through the steps, that'll make it really easy to understand, and you can get this campaign type up and running and hopefully generate significantly better results.